Welcome to this explainer on building unyielding mental resilience and self-mastery. Look, we are skipping the fluff today. No generic mental health advice, no comforting platitudes. What we're diving into is the raw, unvarnished playbook for developing an iron mind. If you're looking to truly upgrade your focus, your controlled aggression, and basically learn the Stoic rules for high-performance discipline, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive into this. There's a really profound truth on the screen right now that we all need to accept. Discipline is a weapon when the structure is rotting. That quote perfectly sets the tone for everything we're about to cover. Because here is the absolute reality of high performance. Your motivation will inevitably fail. The structure of your day, your mood, your energy levels, they're all gonna rot and collapse at some point. And when that happens, when all those safety nets are completely gone, discipline is literally the only weapon you have left to survive and execute. So here is the exact roadmap we'll use for this explainer. We'll start with a core philosophy, move to execution over feeling, then tackle handling disrespect and pressure. After that, we'll cover the power of silence, and finally wrap up with enduring the long siege. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the core philosophy. Our entire foundation for this mindset rests on 4 philosophical anchors. First up, we have David Goggins, who represents pure execution, that uncanny ability to relentlessly push through intense physical and mental discomfort. Second, we look to Shang Yi and Shaolin structure for the calm mind, which teaches us how to overcome those frustrating inner hindrances. Third is Jordan Peterson's concept of the controlled monster. This is all about developing fierce independence and aggression, but, and this is absolutely crucial, keeping it locked firmly behind an iron gate of restraint. And finally, the unbreakable spirit of Rocky's Round 14. You know the feeling, that raw refusal to stay down when the world knocks you to the canvas. You don't complain. You just grab the ropes and pull yourself right back up. Moving right along to Section 2, execution over feeling. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it deals with the physical reality of internal friction. You know that precise, critical moment when you simply do not want to execute the task in front of you? Well, David Goggins talks about building a callus on the brain. This is the active process of building mental resilience by consistently pushing through discomfort. Because here's the thing, when your brain is screaming at you that you're totally done, when it's literally begging you to quit, you are usually only at about 40% of your actual capacity. Crazy, right? You have to actively build that callus by choosing friction over comfort, proving to your own mind day after day that it doesn't actually run the show. Which brings us to a very direct, commanding instruction. Stop negotiating with yourself. Honestly, the absolute key to execution is completely bypassing that internal debate. If you pause, even for a second, to ask yourself if you feel like doing the work, well, you've already lost the battle. You execute because it's the rule you set for yourself, not because you miraculously feel motivated to do it. Let's transition into Section 3, handling disrespect and pressure. Let's shift our focus from those inner battles to real-world external pressure. How do you actually deal with toxic people and chaotic situations that actively threaten to break your calm? Well, consider the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was literally the most powerful man in the world, and yet he faced constant betrayal, disrespect, and extreme pressure. I mean, his own general actually tried to overthrow him. But he used this exact Stoic mindset to remain utterly unbreakable in conditions that would absolutely crush an average person. Look at this contrast. When someone disrespects you, the default, average human instinct is to either fire back immediately in anger or shrink inside and feel completely inadequate. But a true Stoic reaction completely flips the script. You pause, you walk away, you control the reaction. Because at the end of the day, you cannot control what others do, but you have absolute power over whether you let it land and affect your internal state. And this brilliantly illustrates Marcus Aurelius's concrete action plan for doing exactly that. It's a simple, hard and fast rule you can use today. Step 1, pause for 3 seconds. Step 2, let the emotion drain. Step 3, respond on your own terms. In the heat of the moment, remember that you do not owe anyone a reaction. You step back, let that initial wave of anger wash over and pass, and then handle the situation with total, undeniable clarity. Keep this in mind. Their disrespect is about them. Your response is about you. I really want to emphasize this takeaway for a second. Keeping your composure when someone dismisses or insults you isn't a sign of weakness or submission. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. It is the ultimate display of power under control.
That brings us right to section 4, the power of silence. This is all about having the deep wisdom to know exactly when to speak, and more importantly, when to shut up completely. You need to start enforcing a strict 24-hour silence rule, zero response. Holding your tongue is quite literally a weapon, so when you are provoked by toxic comments, hostile situations, or manipulative people, your immediate instruction is to enforce this rule. Shut it down. Give them absolutely nothing for 24 hours while you step back and gain some tactical clarity.
Let's move on and see how this builds, because this discipline of silence isn't just about biting your lip. It's an incredibly active state. It directly connects to overcoming those 5 inner hindrances from Shaolin martial arts to find true peace. It requires having the capacity for fierce aggression, like Jordan Peterson talks about, but actively choosing to lock it away. By doing this, you're channeling absolute clarity amidst external chaos and creating this quiet, deeply dangerous strength. Finally, we arrive at section 5. Enduring the long siege. Because true discipline is not just a one-day event or some quick fix. It's what we call the 8-month siege. This is the grueling reality of holding your tongue, letting the pressure build up, and methodically, day by day, carving through the silence over a long period of time. Enduring this siege requires raw, unfiltered focus. When the world constantly knocks you down, you have to channel that Rocky Round 14 energy we mentioned earlier, the absolute refusal to stay down. No complaining, just standing straight back up. So the crucial point is this. When the gate finally opens and the air turns thin, the real psychological warfare begins. This right here is the moment where your preparation slams into reality. This is when all those calluses on your brain simply have to take over. When all the old, comfortable structures in your life fall away, your disciplined execution is literally the only thing that will keep you standing. To wrap this explainer up, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. Are you building unyielding mental resilience, or are you still negotiating with your feelings? It's time to stop making excuses. Stop the internal debate. The Stoic rules for high-performance discipline are right in front of you, so stop negotiating and start executing. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it gave you exactly what you need to build your own iron mind. Catch you next time.